What is going on, YouTube? And welcome back to our channel. You are on Let's Talk with
Sheila
and Jordan J. All right, so we are going to get right into it right now, just straight to the point with this Porsha's last episode, y'all, of Family Matters.
Yes.
Season one and only. Like, we never gonna see her. We might not see her back on TV on Bravo, at least for that matter. Again, with how things went down.
Yeah, this was something else.
In this series.
Wow. This was a show for you to see. If you want to see more into Porsha's life, this would be the show you would want to watch.
You get to see Porsha in her element.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. In her element. Her and her entire family.
Yes. And see how they interacted.
Yeah, and how she interacted with her family.
With them. And if you guys have been following this series, you know the last episode they actually got into a big fallout in Mexico.
Yeah, in Mexico.
Porsha, her cousin Storm, Dennis, and Dennis's mom, Mama Gina.
And Storm's mom and her sister Lauren. It was just a big confusion. It was just too much.
Yeah, so follow up from that, we actually saw Porsha trying to interact with Dennis, embarrassingly acting as if nothing had ever even happened a few days ago. I'm assuming it hadn't been that long.
It hadn't been too much longer after they just came from Mexico when she was trying to put him in a Mexico jail.
Yes.
And he had to leave. Look, he had to flee in the night to Cancun, Mexico to get away from where they were. Because Porsha, not only was she going to knock his head off his body, she was going to put him in the Mexico jail.
Exactly.
Yeah, but anyway, so moving on quickly from that, what she wanted to do, Dennis brought their little girl, Pilar, PJ, back home to Porsha, and Portia's waiting at the door. And then what does Porsha want him to do?
Well, basically, Dennis comes over and
little girl.
She wants to have a conversation with him without even acknowledging the fact that what went down the other night. She want to have a conversation with this man. Exactly. And he not having that. He ain't having none of that. Like, he's not even gonna do that. I'm not coming in there. No, I don't.
She wanted Dennis to come in the house. Dennis like, come in where? And why would I be doing that? And don't you remember a week ago we was like, you throwing hands at me and Mama Gina?
I know, and me and my mama. Like,
and did you remember what Porsha told him? You act like you're gonna turn into dust if you step across the doorstep. He looked at her like,
pretty much.
Dennis, smart move. Glad you got out of there.
Pretty much.
Because you was getting ready to get set up again.
Definitely. And
glad you
the
got
whole
out
reason
of
why she even wanted to talk to him because, PJ's having her surgery. So you got a co-parent now. You got an actual emergency situation where you have to interact with this man, be in a room with him for 2 days because that's how long the recovery process took. And, this is part of being an adult. After you done did some shady stuff the other week, now you got to come back and kind of, make up for what went down. So although they didn't really show us what happened, it kind of seemed like she may have apologized.
Acknowledged.
Maybe not apologized.
Yeah, maybe that's a bit
clearly
much.
Dennis was
saying
they
did have a conversation. They had a conversation and they answered a few questions, but they still clearly have more questions to answer and more things to resolve with this co-parenting. But it was a start, right?
I guess I don't know because at the end of the episode I was like, dang.
Okay, but wait. Okay,
I know. I'm just saying, y'all.
Moving along next, Lundy, she decided to ask Porsha to go out with her and hang out, and she wanted to have a conversation with Porsha. And so Porsha was there, and Porsha was like, "Yeah, girl," they was having a little girl talk, and Lundy brought up the conversation when when they all went and had tequila to the tequila bar. And do you remember? I mean,
the gist of it was basically that Porsha had gotten Lundy fired by telling Dennis, you need to fire her. And Dennis was saying how she doesn't treat, Porsha does not treat Lundy well. So she wanted to kind of know, like, why would he say something like this? And she didn't really outright just say, this is how I feel, which I felt like she should have just said, I feel the same way. Like, he didn't have to just say that, because it resonated with me. Like, it's not just I'm taking his word for it, because that's how Porsha felt. Like, Dennis was just saying this, and now you just running with it.
Yeah, you just running with it. And Porsha was like, had a big problem. She was like,
huge.
So, I mean, like, I don't understand. Like, if somebody asked me and said something that you said, and they said something about, I would be backing you up, girl. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, why are you bringing that to me? So why are you bringing this to me?
Like that girl has no sense.
Like, and then Porsha was like, y'all, you were never there for me.
Oh, yeah.
And
abuse that was going on.
What was going on in the poor young lady London. She was like, I was in college. She was like, that's okay. You could have called. You could have got it. Oh, no, Porsha didn't say that. I'm paraphrasing. But Porsha was like, that's not an excuse. In Porsha's eyes, that was not an excuse. You was away in college. Mm-hmm. I was going through abuse. Yes, I'm your big cousin, but I was going through some abuse and you weren't there.
Yeah, exactly. And she was very clearly holding that against her head, which was from years ago, because Porsha's in her 40s, so I can't. Porsha. Had to be a few years ago.
How old were you?
Trying to hold this hostage over this girl head for you not wanting
to. And she looks up to you, Porsha. She really does look up to you.
To her. Yeah. So it ended up in a big brawl out. Obviously, Porsha cannot handle her feelings, her emotions.
She went and talked to the producer.
She stormed out of there. Like, I thought the conversation was pretty, cordial, and it wasn't like too aggressive.
It wasn't aggressive at all.
Porsha just took it the wrong way. She got up, stormed out of there, like in dramatic cancer form, and told the producer she's not gonna be able to do this with family no more. That's never been there for her,
right?
So like, why?
And they always coming for her. Family coming for her. And I'm tired of this. It's over. I'm done with it.
Right.
And Lord, do you realize the young lady London probably was 10 feet away, or 5 feet away? She could hear all of it. And she just broke down and she started crying. That was a bad scene. That was a bad look for you, Porsha.
Another one.
That was another bad look for the show. Lundy, she's just breaking down. She's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. She telling Porsha this now. She breaking down crying. I didn't mean anything. I just want to talk. I just want to be closer to you.
Right.
I just want us to have a better relationship. That was all the young lady really wanted. She just wanted Porsha for you and her to find a way that y'all can get and be closer. And that was it. Connect. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And Porsha, you really hurt that young lady.
Yeah, you really flipped that on her.
Yeah, you shouldn't have done her like that. You 40 years old. You knew she was less than 5 to 10 feet away. Sometimes you got to think about somebody else besides yourself. You know what I'm saying?
She just needs to learn to control her emotions.
Yeah, well, you are out of control with your emotions. That is true. Yeah, you are a little bit all over the place with your emotions.
Like, damn. Like, can we just reel it in?
but still, you just should try to just realize how you treating people around you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about all of them, from Lauren, your auntie, even Mama Gina. Yeah.
Well, that wasn't the only interesting thing that happened in this episode. There was an event that the Williams family, in honor of Jose Williams,
the patriarch of the family.
Right. And event they were hosting. Aunt Liz, so you know her. She's very matriarch.
She is, yeah. She's the matriarch of the family.
So she kind of gathered the family there a little bit. Not everyone was there. Porsha wasn't able to make it. Dennis
wasn't there. Dennis wasn't there.
But Porsha's fiance, Simon, he did
come
out.
He sure did. He did come and support. That was nice. Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
And they had a very good, interesting conversation.
Oh, yes.
Auntie. Simon.
You ever had those conversations with people where you think it's going one direction and then like towards the maybe the middle, like they say something and then they keep going and you're like, did I hear that? Like,
I know, right? Was that insult? You know what I'm saying?
You just throw that in there, like, it just totally flipped the script on you. So
that
that
was
is
so
exactly
funny. He definitely
what
flipped the script
Simon
on her.
did.
Yeah. And did you see how she looked though? But anyway,
she
first
was
you
taken
gotta
aback.
just kind of just
She was taken aback. So I'm just gonna paraphrase here because I never can remember word for word. But Simon was basically saying how Porsha is the granddaughter of Jose Williams, how that's such a esteemed, established name right now. Prestigious name, yes. And towards the end, he was kind of saying, y'all need to treat her as if she is Jose Williams' granddaughter.
And you need to treat her better.
Basically.
Yeah, he said you need to treat her better too. Because
she
is, after all, she is the granddaughter of Hosea Williams. All right, then, Simon. Auntie didn't like that, did she? Auntie was like,
excuse me.
You know that Southern class? If you don't know that Southern class, baby, they don't have to do nothing but give you that look and let you know, you not approved. Yeah. No, you not stamped approved. So you may want to keep it moving.
I mean, she almost
exactly what
she almost want to say, but I'm the daughter of Jose Williams, aren't I? Like, am I okay? Yeah, she the granddaughter. I'm the daughter. You got to respect that before you can go to the granddaughter. Like, we just totally skip that generation. Huh?
Hey, well, anyway, Simon he told her what he had to say. Okay, she stood
yeah, he stood up for who he wanted to stand up for. So hey,
that was that. Huh? So anyway, finally, we got to move along with.
We do have to move along. What was the next
with Porsha?
Scene? Oh yes,
and Dennis.
The final meetup with Porsha and Dennis, and this was clearly filmed months later, or
a few months ago.
Yeah, so it was pretty recent. This update,
like a month ago,
because obviously the show wasn't supposed to be canceled. True. Like we're supposed to have 2 more episodes.
Right, so you can tell that they canceled this, prematurely. And then they went ahead and just created an ending.
And edited it.
And edited it together. Yeah, because those scenes, even with Porsha talking, she said they were just they just bought the house, so they'd be moving in a week or 2 ago. Yeah. She just moved in less than a month ago, so she just filmed this late.
Yeah,
and clearly, not
a lot has changed.
Not a lot has changed between Porsha and Dennis. So Dennis, I don't know who was trying and who wasn't trying, and what happened, and who thought it was a good idea to put Porsha and Dennis in a restaurant together to have a conversation about co-parenting. But it was funny. It was funny, and I was there for it.
It was funny and cringe. That was like, watching that kind of dynamic. Like, we think y'all would have moved on a little bit, but it seemed to have just gotten worse. But I mean, Porsha did try to put hands on his mom, so
she did.
I don't know how far back you coming from that.
Well, what I think too, I just think now Porsha just wants to move on with her Simon and Pilar, just like what she said. And she wants Dennis to be the weekend, get on, pick up PJ on the weekend, or either when she's got plans and she needs to, take a trip.
Drop her off. Weekend dad.
So, and I think Dennis is not for that. No. Dennis really wants to be a co-parent. He really wants to be 50-50.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point where he actually went and is trying to see a judge now. Yeah, get a court-ordered appointment and get some things legally
established between them two. Yeah, for PJ. But what I really love when Dennis says something like, "She's 50% mine."
Oh my 50%.
God, 50%. I was like, 50% of yours, Dennis. So what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so what? Like, would you get the top 50% or the bottom 50%? Or you get the middle, or you go horizontal? You cut horizontal? You know what I'm saying? Vertical? Like, how that works? Then 50%. She 50% yours. That was cute, but.
No, baby, she 100%.
Thank you. She all yours, baby. She 100% yours. Oh yeah. Okay, she yours and Porsha. So please don't say that ever again. Then 50%. 50%. No, she's 100% of your kid.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the daddy. You know when they go. You know when they go and they say they read and say, "Are you the father?" DNA. They don't say 50% of the DNA means it's yours. No, they say 99.99.99% mean it's yours. So Dennis, you are the daddy.
In case you didn't know,
you the daddy.
You got 100%.
100% of that, baby. So please don't do that no more, because that was a bit funny though. But I was all for that, Dennis. So hopefully we'll see. I want to see another season. I don't know. We probably won't see another season of Porsha Family, right?
Tanked.
Porsha,
your name, your brand. Yikes.
I like Porsha. I mean, I can, but Porsha has been making some moves that has been very questionable. But so I'm gonna keep it 100. I ain't gonna sit here and say that, just because I can just look over everything she's been doing. Mm-hmm. But what I can say, I hope you get it together, sister, because you got a lot of people who look up to you, and I can tell your family they really do love you, Porsha. And like I said, I hope you get it together.
Yeah, well, definitely, because you ain't got nowhere to go but up right about now. You pretty much down there. You couldn't get no worse than what you display on this series. I don't know if you forgot the cameras were rolling, or at what point in time you just thought they weren't going to air this.
Who did that?
Exactly.
Who did that?
Maybe this will be a knock on the head. Maybe you'll figure out that you need to change your ways. This will be it, because you was getting a little too egotistical around here. That was nothing but this whole series was just ego. Your ego.
Yeah, it was, Porsha. Yeah, Porsha. You got a little bit out of control with your ego, And you just got to remember, at the end of the day, all you're going to ever have is your family. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what, if you try to get rid of them, they're still going to be there. You know what I'm saying? So you need to just try to realize you're going to need them one day. And you don't need so many yes people around you. Get some no people. I like Lauren. Lauren is a really, you got a really good sister. I mean, we all know that. But I'm just saying, Lauren, she really, really tried on this episode. This whole little series. She really tried to get it together and bring it together. So I think you should give her more, I think you should really give her more acknowledgement and tell her thank you for everything she did for this series, because she did her hardest to do her best for you, Porsha. For you, Porsha.
Well, yeah, thank you so much. If you stuck with us to the end, if you have not already, hit that subscribe and like button. Thank you so much, and we'll see you later.
See you next time.